You ever walk into a room and instantly feel the energy shift? You can't explain it, but your body knows. Your chest tightens, your mood changes, your mind gets cloudy. That's not random, that's energy. Most people think energy is just some spiritual buzzword. It's not. It's the invisible currency of power that every room operates on. You ever wonder why some people drain you while others make you feel unstoppable? It's because every conversation, every argument, every glance is an exchange. You either absorb energy or you give it away. The problem is, most people have no idea what they're giving away. They defend themselves, argue with nobodies, justify things to people who don't even like them. They think they're standing up for themselves, but really, they're leaking power. They handling their inner peace to strangers for free. I used to be that guy. I heard gossip about me, lies about who I was dating, what I was doing, and I'd feel that itch to defend myself, to prove I was right. But what I learned is simple: when you react, you lose. You're giving your energy to something that doesn't deserve your light. You feed the darkness by engaging with it. Every argument, every defensive text, every clapback is you saying, "Here, take a piece of my peace." You think you're correcting them, but energetically, you've already lost the battle. So I stopped explaining. I stopped proving. Because a man who truly knows his worth doesn't explain himself. He lets the results speak, he lets the silence speak. When you stop reacting, you become unpredictable. And unpredictable men are dangerous. People can't read you, they can't rattle you, they can't pull you into their chaos. That calmness, it becomes your armor. I treat my energy like money now. I don't spend it carelessly. Before I walk into a meeting, a party, or even a crowded street, I visualize my energy like light wrapping around me. It sounds strange until you realize your mindset shapes your reality. If you walk into chaos without protection, chaos sticks to you. So I walk in guarded, not paranoid, but conscious. I move through the world like I'm bulletproof, not because I'm better, but because I'm aware. I've learned to spot people who drain, the ones who gossip, complain, or subtly compete. You ever talk to someone and walk away feeling tired, irritated, or confused? That's not a coincidence. They just pull your frequency down to their level. They got what they came for: your energy. That's why I protect my presence like it's sacred, because it is. When you know your energy is valuable, you stop showing up everywhere. You stop replying to every message, attending every event, or giving everyone access. You become selective, and that selectiveness builds respect. When you're everywhere, people got used to you. When you're rare, people remember you. Even online, I move differently now. Before I post anything, I make sure my energy's clean. I don't post out of insecurity, boredom, or to prove something. I post from alignment, from power. When I drop a photo, a project, a video, it's already protected by my intention. Because not every eye watching you wants to see you win. Some people follow you not to support you, but to study you, to envy you, to drain the feeling of peace that you've earned. That's why I say never post out of desperation, post out of direction. Even like every move you make, right? Online, it should be intentional. Let people guess what's next. Let them talk. The loudest man in the room is rarely the one in control. The quiet man, the one who's observant, calm, and centered, he's the one who owns the room without saying a word. There's something else I learned, right? When you start protecting your energy, the world will test you. Old patterns, old people, old emotions will come knocking, trying to drag you back to the version of you that used to react. You'll feel the urge to reply to that disrespectful text, to prove your worth, to chase validation. But when you resist that urge, when you just smile and walk away, that's when you evolve. That's when you start mastering your emotions instead of being controlled by them. Most people think success is about money or fame or status, but real success starts with emotional control. When you can stand in a storm and stay calm, when you can be misunderstood and stay silent, when you can be disrespected and stay unbothered, you've reached a level of mastery few ever touch. That's the type of man I chose to be. I also learned that your environment plays a massive role in your energy. Crowded rooms, toxic workplaces, fake friendships, they all leave residue, sticky residue on you. You might not see it, but you'll feel it later. You'll come home tired for no reason, irritated at nothing. There's not burnout, that's energy residue. So 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 I started recharging differently, right? I stopped thinking rest only comes from sleep. Sometimes I go outside and just breathe. Sometimes I walk along the water or stand near a tree and let the noise fade. The world wants you constantly plugged in, but true power comes from disconnection. When you unplug, you hear your own voice again. You remember who you are. The modern world glorifies always being on, but the real kings, alphas, they know when to go dark, disappear, rebuild, reset. The best moves I've ever made were in silence. No posts, no text, no announcements. Just me, the vision, and the grind. And when I reappeared, people thought it happened overnight. But it didn't. It happened in silence. Protected energy, focused execution. Again, protected energy. Another thing, not every thought you think belongs to you. Sometimes negativity isn't born in your mind, it's borrowed from your environment. You ever wake up feeling off, like doubting yourself, thinking you're not enough? That's not always your voice. Sometimes it's the voice of fear, insecurity, or envy you picked up from other people. So I learned to question my own thoughts. When something negative enters my mind, I ask, is this mine or did I absorb this? Because not every thought deserves your attention. The same way you wouldn't let a stranger move into your home, don't let every thought move into your mind. Protect that space. That's where your future is built. Every night before I sleep, I mentally call back my power. I say to myself, I take back all the energy I gave away today to people, places, and situations, some of it that didn't deserve it. I do it because most of us give away our power unconsciously. We let people rent space in our heads for free. Not anymore. Every time you call back your power, you reset your confidence. You wake up lighter, stronger, sharper. Your focus returns, and focus in this world is everything. It's the difference between men who make noise and men who make moves. You want to know a truth? Your life only rises to the level of your belief. If you believe you can only have success but not love, that's exactly what you'll get. If you believe money comes with stress, you'll attract both. The mind obeys the belief, so I trained mine differently. I started affirming things that felt impossible until they became natural. I stopped saying I can't and replaced with I will. I stopped saying one day and replaced with right now. Because reality bends to confidence. I've seen it too many times to doubt it. You attract what you truly believe you deserve. The man who believes he can have it all power, peace, money, love will eventually have it all because he's not creating from fear, he's creating from worthiness. So ask yourself, do you believe you deserve abundance? Do you believe you can handle it? Because life won't give you what you want, it gives you what you're ready to receive. Before I go to bed, I feed my subconscious. I don't fall asleep scrolling or thinking about what went wrong. I put on something powerful, something affirmative, guided meditations, or like success frequencies. You might think it's nothing, but when you're half asleep, your mind is wide open. That's when you'll record your new reality. When you feed your mind in the moment, in that moment, in the moment that you feel it half asleep. So I chose to feed it, right? Abundance, love, power, calm. And when I wake up, I felt aligned. Most people don't realize the brain is programmable. You can train it to attract the life you want. You just have to stop programming it with fear. The truth is, the more powerful you become, the quieter you'll get. Because power doesn't need to shout, it doesn't need to argue, it just moves with purpose. I've learned that protecting your energy isn't a spiritual trick, it's a business strategy. You can't build empires with scattered focus. You can't dominate the world. If you can't even dominate your emotions, you can't be a leader. If anyone can control your mood with a text. A modern man's real flex isn't cars or clothes, it's calmness. When you can walk away from chaos with a smirk, when you can be insulted and stay centered, when you can hold your frame no matter what's happening, that's the real mark of evolution. I don't chase anymore. I attract. I don't explain anymore. I observe. I don't defend myself. I let people believe what they want because truth doesn't need validation. At this point in my life, peace is the new luxury. You can't buy it, but you can earn it by mastering yourself. And when you finally reach that point where your mind is disciplined, your emotions stable, your energy is protected, you become untouchable. That's when everything in life starts aligning effortlessly. Deals close easier, people respect you more, opportunities show up without chasing them. Because the universe favors the man who knows how to hold his power. So protect your energy like it's gold because it is. It's the foundation of everything you want to build. And the world will try to steal your attention, your focus, your light. But if you keep your power centered, no one can take what's already yours. That's the real secret. You don't need to fight for your peace. You just need to stop giving it away. You don't need to prove your worth. You just need to move like a man who already knows it. And when you do, you'll notice something. Life bends for you. People adjust to your calm. Rooms shift when you walk in, not because you're louder, not because you're richer, but because your energy speaks louder than words ever could. That's the game. Protect your energy, protect your empire, and everything else will fall into place.